these last few days, there have been a few suspicious, maybe FNaF 12 teasers. I'm just going to recap them quickly at the start, and then we'll talk about the new one, because there is a new one, and I wanted to talk about it. So, starting off with the first one, just in case you haven't seen it, Leon Riskin posted a tweet. He's the official composer for Five Nights at Freddy's, and he posted a tweet saying, "First teaser from the project Forgotten Names and Faces, with the tags Who Will Catch You When You Fall Into the Abyss." This is the song he attached to this, called Elegant Surrender, from, this project, Forgotten Names and Faces. Okay, so the reason why this was suspicious to a lot of people was, first off, this is a piano cover of the track Gracefully Into the Abyss from the Help Wanted 2 soundtrack. And the tags also spell that out pretty clearly as well, because Who Will Catch You When You Fall Into the Abyss, Gracefully Into the Abyss, same wording. But also, the thing that made me want to make the video, that made me really interested in it, is that Forgotten Names and Faces has the acronym FNaF. So not only is it a cover of a track from the Five Nights at Freddy's soundtrack, but it's also for an FNaF project. So that is what made me suspicious of it. And then more things started coming out. Leo Risk the next day posted, "No more obvious hashtags except credit to Tom Woodliff." And with this poem by the way is called Abyss, and the poem is, at least the excerpt he sent was, "In deepest, darkest depths of my despair, I find myself without a saving grace. A pendulum of pain prevents my prayer from rising upward through the dead of space." So, first off, no more obvious hashtags. It meant whatever he posted last time was too obvious. And when a lot of people were thinking this is for Five Nights at Freddy's, because that was very suspiciously Five Nights at Freddy's, and he follows it up by saying something was too obvious, then a lot of people thought, was that correct? Was this actually for Five Nights at Freddy's? And the other thing that's important about this is the word abyss. Who will catch you when you fall into the abyss? A piano cover of Gracefully Into the Abyss. The poem Abyss. Clearly, abyss is an important word for this project for some reason. So people have come to theorize that that's Five Nights at Freddy's like Abyss Project, or some people have got other fan names with the word Abyss, what they think the game will be called. Either way, just keep that in mind, Abyss is going to be a name associated with this project. At least so far. On that same day, DJ Sterf, official playtester for the series, says in a comment chain, I'm not going to read the entire comment chain, but just, here's what he said. "Lol, no problem. I do have those two on my to-do list though," referring to playing Secret of the Merc and Into the Pit game on his YouTube channel. "I'm not likely done with YouTube at all, so hopefully I won't be a forgotten name and face or something silly like that." This is the big thing yesterday that made me really suspicious, because this is now not just Leon Riskin's project, Forgotten Names and Faces, but now a playtester is involved in this project, because this is very intentional, right? So a playtester and the composer are involved with this Forgotten Names and Faces project, which means it's unlikely to be something just like an album project involving one person or something. No, there's a playtester involved. So this made a lot of people go, okay, yeah, this is Five Nights at Freddy's 12. Which is why my last video was titled, yeah, it's Five Nights at Freddy's 12. That was literally what I called the video. So what's the new thing then? Well, Andy Field, official voice actor for the channel, posted a meme. Now, on his TikTok. Oops. Now, I'm gonna be... Oops, sorry. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Everything he says here is a joke, but I'm gonna point out two things that are worth noting, and why I'm making this video is because of these two little things about this. So first off, I'm just gonna say what he said. He captioned this meme, "You'll always be asking me this, voiceover for FNaF 5 Freddy's voice acting in the tags." So Andy Field voices Engine Tutorial Unit, Dread Unit, Dispatch, Big Top, and Pirate Captain Cobalt, in case you're wondering who he voices in this franchise. But yeah, he raised this meme. "Andy, what do you know about the next Five Nights at Freddy's game?"
Can you keep a secret? You can? Well, put the phone to your ear. You got it there? Can you keep a
So basically, yeah, just making fun of people who keep asking him about information in the next game. He's not saying anything. He's under NDA. He can't say anything, guys. So don't actually bother Andy Field about it. But the interesting thing is the comments. Oop, oh no, sorry.
Can you keep a
Accidentally scrolled. Someone commented, I love this. Can't believe people think a voice actor knows all the whereabouts of the next game. To which Andy Field responds, oh, I do know all of it. Someone else asks, what do you know about FNaF Into the Abyss? Referring to this project that's been teased. Andy Field responds, everything. Follows up, notice how he didn't say anything about the name chat? It's true, FNaF Into the Abyss is coming soon. Andy Field responds, yeah, I know 100% of everything. And then the person responds, you're messing with me. Because yeah, these are obviously joke comments. So what? Andy Field, official voice actor for the franchise, is just making jokes. Like, why is that important? Well, it's notable because even though these are joke comments, it is really interesting that it's in response to someone talking about the next game and someone talking about this project. Even if it is a joke comment, even as a joke, it is still addressing this project. And that is kind of huge. He didn't need to do that. Most of the time, people who work on the franchise go out of their way to avoid commenting on things like this. So it is really interesting that he decided that he would address it. Even in a joke, he still addressed it. I think that is worth pointing out. And that's only one of the two things that I wanted to point out. And that alone, I think, is huge and made me immediately think, Andy Field, you might be hiding something. You're not saying anything about it, but you're involved in the next Five Nights at Freddy's game, aren't you? That's what I think. I think he is involved. Now, the next part of that, the implication of Andy Field being involved is, okay, they're doing voice actors. Voice acting has presumably started then. If the voice actor knows about the next project, then he's presumably done the acting for it, right? But otherwise, why else would he know about it? So, the interesting part about that is another thing that I haven't been mentioning because I didn't think it was worth mentioning because I didn't think it was going to be related. But now that we know there's voice acting potentially in this project and that it's already potentially been done, this is worth bringing up. Because what does a game do once it has the assets like voice acting? What is the first thing that they want to do as soon as they have these assets? They make a trailer. They make something to show the assets off before they've actually fully finished out and fleshed out the game itself. Because of course it takes time to make games. So if they've got the voice acting already, then that means a trailer could be upcoming. Now, obviously it's not confirming anything. These are joke comments, but it is interesting that these are being addressed. And if there is a trailer, the interesting part about that is there is a PlayStation State of Play next week. Presumably. It's rumored, it's not technically confirmed, but a reliable source says next week. So, that's interesting. I would have, as I said previously, I didn't even consider the PlayStation State of Play. I was thinking, oh yeah, I'd watch State of Play just because I generally watch those, but I wasn't going to expect FNaF there, definitely not. I don't even know if I would have streamed it. But now that this comment is happening and that we probably has voice acting, might be worth checking out. They might have a trailer ready if they have the assets. Even if the game's not ready, they might have an early trailer. It might be next week. And it's not even out of the question for this franchise to do that. Remember that Security Breach, the first teaser for Security Breach came out the same year Help Wanted came out. The first Help Wanted 2, Ruin, and the first Five Nights at Freddy's film trailers, all those trailers came out within 1 week. And Help Wanted 2 and Ruin also came out those years. No, both those two things came out those years too. I believe, did Ruin come out 2023 as well? Was that 2024? Sorry, the film, I forgot. But 2023 was definitely a huge year. So it is not unheard of for Five Nights at Freddy's to do an announcement trailer and stuff in the same year a big game release happens. So even though Secret of the Mimic did just come out a few months ago, this game, we know this game was announced by Scott Cawthon in the 10-year anniversary interview, so we know that it's been in development for a year. It looks like, considering Andy Field is addressing it, that it might have voice acting already. It's a very real possibility that there might be a trailer in next week. I'm not going to say there will be, but there's a chance. And if it's not next week, it could be at some point, not that far into the future. Yeah, the one last thing I want to bring up is... Oh no, I already brought that up. Yeah, no, I was about to bring up the interview, but I already said that. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. It's really suspicious now that we have 3 different people addressing this project, each one day after another. It feels intentional. Leon Riskin day 1, DJ Sterf day 2, Andy Field day 3. This feels intentional. This feels like build up. Even if these are just joke comments, it still feels like something worth bringing up. So I'm going to leave this video here. I want you guys to let me know in the comments, do you think that will be a trailer next week? I don't think there will be, but I'm going to stream it just in case. But I want to know what you guys think. And do you think that Andy Field is involved in this project? Because I think yes. I think that is what this means, that he's lightly teasing his involvement. So I am going to stop it now. 11 minutes, that's pretty long, longer than my previous update videos, but it makes sense because I had to cover more information. But anyways, I'll see you next time. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll make sure to update you if any more happens.